Welcome to another episode of Just As Cher Live, and today's episode is going to get really meta. Really meta. Because if you've been looking, and you know what I'm doing right now, I'm talking in the background because, this is seriously a problem. I'm not even kidding. I'm setting the timer on my timer again. Maybe I give myself extra time. What do you guys think? Maybe? Yeah? I think so. I think that works for me. Because I clearly have a problem with time. Maybe I don't respect time. Of course I respect time. Of course I respect time. This time right here. And just want to make sure that I keep my time. And there we go. So, welcome to today's episode of Just As Cher Live, where we are going all meta, talking about live. Hello, my friends. Chidozi and Bonnie. Hello, what's up? I am excited for today's episode. I must tell you, I must admit I'm quite excited because going live in 2021, especially LinkedIn Live, I can't tell you, when I'm on Clubhouse, the amount of questions I get about going live, about LinkedIn Live specifically. Hey, Randall, and Calvin, how are you guys doing? The one thing that I know people want to know about, well, there's actually quite a few things. Hey, Brian, how are you? I'm ready for my brilliant intel. I love it. Well, I got some brilliant intel today. So, and it's all about going live in 2021, what I've learned, what I'm noticing, because I'm always watching the platform. I'm always watching to see what people are doing, and always trying to think of things that I can tell you guys to do to level up your game on LinkedIn. And hey, Tony and Renee, hello, fellow livers in the house. And Brian, someone I met just this week, or well, in less than a week. So last Friday, I believe, right, Brian, in Clubhouse. So definitely looking forward to and Dan, hello, my friends. So all of my Clubhouse friends are now joining me in this broadcast, which is awesome. Thank you, Renee. Listen, when a personal stylist, when someone who is an expert tells you you look good, you receive that. You own it. You work it. So I love it. Hello, I see all my team livers. And Joe, hello. So I'm excited about today. Like I said, we're all talking team live. And of course, I want to know, are you team live or team replay? I see all my team livers coming in now, coming in fast, coming in hard. That is awesome. From Atlanta, hello, Mary. And your last live, Dan, your numbers are very unusual for most people. So you are just, whatever the algorithm and how the algorithm has been your friend, my friend, just keep rocking it, okay? Because the algorithm loves you. 21,000 views? Wow. Incredible. Don't know a lot of people who get that, but you seem to get it. You're consistent. Keep on going. That is amazing. And Liam and Dakota. Hello. Yes, Dakota. You might not be watching yet, but hopefully you see the replay and you see me calling you out. You need to watch this. And to all my friends over on Facebook watching at the same time, hello to you guys. And Kawisi and Thurman, Rick, Holiday, hello. All right. So guys, team live, team replay, you letting me know where you're from, where it's at. Exactly, right, Tony? 21,000 views. I'm telling you, Dan has some kind of sweet LinkedIn magic going on because very few people get it. And while you're watching, this is one of the things that I'm going to model some of the things that I want you guys to do. So you need to ask for engagement right up front. So you see how I'm saying, are you team live, team replay? One, it gives me the opportunity to interact and engage, and also to come back later in the comments to see who didn't see the whole thing or whatever. But another thing I'm asking you guys to do is show me some love. Because if you like, applaud, show me support, show me some love, got an idea or pretty curious about this topic, when you engage in this, one, I get the feels. I absolutely love seeing all the bursts of color when I'm looking at the event, so that's always awesome. But two, it signals to the algorithm that so far so good. So please feel free to show the love with the icons, with the reactions, because I think that's awesome and I appreciate you, and the algorithm appreciates you too. and so does your network. So, like I said, today is all about LinkedIn Live 2021 tips and advice and ideas, and I'll be taking your questions. So I hope you guys have questions because I got them. Hey, Johnny, new fan. All right. Hello. I need sound effects. That's going to be my next thing. I need some sound effects. I'm gonna have to talk to Alex about him helping me out with some sound effects. So, and Camara, hello, Team Live. All my Team Livers are here today. I love it. Okay, guys. So, right away, we're gonna jump in because I already been talking for 5 minutes. Where does the time go? And you know I cheated. I got like an extra minute in there, but that's okay. So my first question to you guys is, do you plan to go live on LinkedIn or elsewhere in 2021? I know a lot of you that I'm seeing in the comments live right now, a lot of you guys are going live, which is awesome. And so I want to know, and if you're going elsewhere outside of LinkedIn, also let me know. You're going to go live on Facebook? Are you going to go live on Instagram or Twitter or anywhere else? Just let me know. Hey, Hunter and Kevin and Jen and Daryl. Woo, Daryl put his good bow tie on for this. That's what I'm talking about, Daryl. Daryl is a regular liver, and he has he has multiple shows. He has one with Marcello. He's got his Professionally Black one, which is awesome, which I was featured on it a week ago. Also, he has his regular show as well. So all these livers, I love it. So Tony says, I'm addicted to the LinkedIn Live. I hear you. And I know why. So let me know. I see a lot of yeses. Rick saying yes, no, not comfortable with live. Hunter, today is your day to get comfortable, my friend. Let me know. Do you do video? Do you do like regular video? Let me know. We're going to talk about this. I want to pull you out of your comfort zone. Okay? I want to pull you out of your comfort zone. And before I jump in, if you guys are not following me on Instagram, I know a lot of you are because I know your names and whatnot, but if you want to know what's going on behind me, let me see this way. See, I added my roller skates in there, my whole 80s, 90s, 2000s vibe, plus, whatever else. I did a whole little expose of what's on my shelf because I get that question all the time. So check out my Instagram profile. It's Cher Jones, and I'll let you know. But let me jump in. I just want to double check in on the comments. I obviously am broadcasting, which is dope. But good to know. I see a lot of you are definitely going live. Hey, Rob, nice to see you as well. And Lisa, I go live weekly on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. That's what I'm talking about. Especially with live content, I feel like it's such a great crossover thing to do. So the first thing that I want to do with you guys is start giving you tips right away. But there are some of you who don't have access yet. And that's one of the biggest, hottest questions about LinkedIn Live and getting access to live. So what you probably have heard in the past, including from myself, is there's this extended application that you've got to talk about what your show is going to be about, give them links to past live episodes somewhere else. They want proof. Well, they wanted proof. That application, I took a look at it 2 weeks ago, and I was like, wait, what? They're not asking for proof anymore. They're not asking you for your concept for your show, because that's what I had to do over a year and a half ago to get access to this. So what is it they need? Well, they're not really that forthcoming with it. But here's what I can tell you from the research that I've done, the anecdotal research that I've done. They want you to have, I've heard two numbers, so you guys, I'm just giving you what I heard, okay? 500 to 1,000 followers minimum, or connections minimum, is what they're looking at to start. I know they're definitely, they have a guide, which I'm going to show you in a second, for pages, different than your profiles, but pages. And they want to see, not only do you have a base audience to work with, right? They want to see, and this is the key here, they want to see that you're engaging and interacting with that audience, whether it is on your content, which I'll get to in just a second, but also how do you engage and interact in the network? Because the whole point of live is keeping people on the network for extended periods of time and engaging and interacting. So that's what they want. They want you to be able to create an experience, and they want to see, how do you treat other LinkedIn members? How are you as a community manager? Because look at the community that I have the privilege of bringing together. Hey, Stony, how are you? And Eric, nice to see you. Yes, loves my cassette. I love it. So one of the things that you have to watch is your community management, your activity. But here's more, I would say it's not more important. It's a yes, and you want to make sure what you're doing is you're posting video, native video to the platform. In fact, any content, but more specifically, they want to be able to see that you're on live. So you want to post video, and you want to make sure that that video is encouraging people to comment on it. So what I would suggest as well, because they're kind of moving them a lot quicker, they promised feedback, and they promised they would give more people feedback if you didn't get approved, but I haven't heard a lot of people talk about the feedback in these most recent months. But what I can say is post more video where there is a call to action, either in your caption or in the video themselves, so that you're telling people, or you're getting people naturally and organically to engage. So they want to see that organic content. They want to see that you're active, and they're also looking at the follower count. So that's all I know for sure that they're looking at. What you may also want to do is show up on other people's lives. So show up as a guest, co-host something with somebody else, because they'll see it in your activity feed as well. But that's what I'm told now, and from my research as well. And I'll show you this document that is from LinkedIn that you might not have seen before. So give me a sec. So this document right here, so it's LinkedIn Events Getting Started Guide. So if you haven't seen it, they break down, let me make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see that. They talk about hosting events on LinkedIn, but the interesting thing here is they talk about the access, I think it is on page 3, how do LinkedIn Live and LinkedIn Events work together. But right here, they talk about getting access to this document. So I'll make sure, guys, that I post it in the comments. And actually, let me see, can I do it? Nope, can't do it from here. Okay, so I'll make sure you guys get it. But it's this really cool guide that talks about leveraging LinkedIn. And it's a LinkedIn guide specifically to LinkedIn events, and what's the difference? When should you be, I'll show you the title again. When should you be using an event as opposed to posting LinkedIn Live onto your profile? Because there is a difference. So this guide breaks it down, which I won't do today, but I want you guys to know that that's available. I will put a link in the comments as well, so you guys can get that in just a few. But it is a great guide, absolutely, Diana. And so this is something that you want to pay attention to, because they give some really good gems in there. So let's come back to me, my friends, right? So that's how you get access in a nutshell. So keep trying. If you haven't been approved yet, you want to keep trying. And then my next tip is I want to talk about my suggested tech options. Hold on, guys. I just want to go into the comments here, because there's people I can see and people I can't see based off of what your privacy settings are. So, hey, Bertina. Hey, Laura. We need to connect. I'm sorry. I was supposed to call you this weekend. Anyways, let's see. Yes, Eric, obviously we need another consult. I'm telling, or maybe that's not for me. Maybe that's for somebody else. But either way, we need to hang out. Jen, I use LinkedIn Live. Does everyone else? I use an event for LinkedIn Live. Does everyone else? So I'm going to talk to you about that in the next tip. Okay, but here are my suggested tech options, because everybody is always asking me, what do I use? What do I use? You need third-party software. If you don't have access to LinkedIn Live, you do need third-party software. So my recommended tech, again, this is not what I use, this is my next point, but my recommended tech is either Restream or StreamYard. Those are the two easiest platforms, they are worth, once you get into doing LinkedIn regular, to level up to the paid versions, but they do offer free versions. And they just allow you to do several things, like from lower thirds to screen overlays and all that good stuff. And they're just so super easy to use. And they don't require any additional programs in order to make that happen. So again, that is Restream or StreamYard. Those are for, especially if live is brand new to you, you do not want to start messing around, because, I know my show, and this is no, I'm not bragging here, but I know my show is aspirational for many. People want a show that looks like my show. My tech setup, all right, is pretty extensive. And I worked in live sports broadcasting. So I worked in a pre and a post game show. So I'm used to cutting clips, rolling them live while the analysts are talking. Like, there's just so much things happening that I literally have 3 screens going on right now. I'm using multiple programs to make this happen. I use Streamlabs, so it's different from StreamYard. Streamlabs OBS, which is open broadcasting software. And basically the difference between what I recommended as opposed to what I'm using is my computer is built to handle the tech. I'm using a gamer's computer, and it's a desktop, not a laptop, a desktop, and it's got the horsepower, right? So whereas StreamYard and Restream is browser-based software. So basically it doesn't slow down your computer. If your computer can't handle it, and it requires a lot, it requires an upgraded graphic card, you also need to be cognizant of your internet, your upload speeds. It's also significant that you have to worry about that as well, because it just requires a lot more, and your processor as well. So there's that. It also, like I said, I got 3 monitors. My son, how rude. My son laughs at me and he calls me Penelope from Criminal Minds because my setup's crazy. Okay, so there's just a lot of things happening, but Streamlabs allows you to do a lot. I custom built my graphics. So people ask, well, how do you do that? I built everything from scratch. Everything. I use Canva, I use PowerPoint, I use Streamlabs, I use Restream, because I also use Restream to rebroadcast to multiple platforms. I'm going to be playing with another software coming up soon called Switchboard when I have guests on a different show, but this is the format that I use for this show. So that's what I use. So Streamlabs OBS, plus I use Restream. So those are my 2 main things, and everything else is creative elements that I've built into it. And there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube if you're interested. Right? So, but like I said, you wanna, if you're just dipping your toe in the water, try StreamYard, or the one I use is Restream. So definitely you want to use it. And so guys, I'll even show you. This is what I use. This is my remote control for what I'm using. Plus I have a mouse, plus I'm looking at this camera, plus it's pretty nuts. So that's what I'm using to control and manipulate everything and add in my graphics. Yeah, it is next level. It's next level-ish, but it is not my first rodeo. So you got to get used to it, right? Guys, check out my YouTube channel. So let me just show you something here. Hold, please. So in my YouTube channel, I think I did 3 videos now about going live on LinkedIn. There's somewhere in there, you'll find them. You just got to look. Anyways, I want you to go, if you are new to live, go in there. I'm telling you, I've done lives, again, more meta lives on lives, and gave some really good stuff. So I don't want to repeat that. This is all about 2021. And so again, that how do I get access is really important in 2021 because it's changed from last year and the year before in 2019 when I had it. So definitely new stuff to know. So what are my 3 best tips for 2021? So one of the things, so this goes back to, I believe there is a question. So let me see. Thank you, Selena. Yes, Restream, StreamYard, and Streamlab if you want to really level up. So one of the questions, yes, I am uber geeky. One of the questions that was coming out, so do I broadcast into an event? So what happens is when you have an event page, it creates its own entity on itself, and then people are inviting people to events. That's one way of doing it, and that was what LinkedIn, in that guide that I talked about, they wanted to, and they also, by the way, they also, let me show you this guide too. So LinkedIn also has this guide, a broadcast producer's guide to LinkedIn Live. So look out for that one as well. Again, I'll put it in the caption, or sorry, in the comments afterwards so that you'll be able to find it. But back to me, right? So one of the things that I am recommending that people do is they recently, so as of December, maybe January, I think it was actually January, they allowed us to now set up a broadcast in advance that is a scheduled live. So this is not like going into an event page, because some people were seeing success with it. A lot of people weren't, because it wasn't broadcasting directly from your profile, and it stays in the event. It's its own entity. There are a lot of pros for doing it. Again, that guide will break down the pros as far as being able to extract email addresses, all that good stuff. So there are good reasons. It's great for conferences and large events, but individual LinkedIn Lives, you're better off streaming to your profile. And this is what happens. So many of you are watching, whether live or on the replay, because you hit that remind me button. So I said, typically you should at least give yourself a couple days. Me and my lazy self, not lazy, busy or unprioritized. Let's call a spade a spade. I didn't do it until about, let's say, noon today. So I didn't give myself that much time to remind people, but I still got some good engagement on it. And you get a remind me button. So this shows up and you see live today, 8 p.m., right? And people will get the reminder because it said remind me. So they'll get a reminder. So this is brand new. This is something that they weren't doing before. So this is huge. And you can do that in Restream as well as in StreamYard. And what's cool is it's a direct connection. When you're using something like Streamlabs OBS, you have to take the RTMP code and put it in because it has a separate event code. The reason why you want to do this is because any engagement you got on that post prior to you going live stays with the post, and it broadcasts directly live to that post. So that's phenomenal. Whereas before you could create a post broadcasting the fact that you're going live, and the two are not connected. So now it's one. So this is really awesome. So that would be my first tip. My second tip, and let me just jump into the comments. Let's see here. I'm grateful that they added the remind me button. You and me both, Shantae. No, really, that's so important. Too much information. I'm starting to go blind. Tony, you get what you get and don't get upset, okay? You know to expect information when you watch this. Like, come on. You know, okay? You know. All right. So my next tip, and I'll jump back into the comments in just a second, is this is something new, and this is something that I want people to really be purposeful when they are creating their lives. I want you to think of a moment in your live broadcast. Let's say you're going live for half an hour-ish, 40 minutes, an hour. There's a point in your broadcast, if you plan for it, that can be your sweet spot where you're going to isolate that, remix it, you're going to pull it out and repurpose it. But what I want you to do in this situation is actually plan for it, kind of script it a little bit more, because now you've got this sweet spot video where you planned, there's a little bit of a beginning, middle, and end that you can just take it out and repurpose it. It's just more mindful thought. So for example, what I would do at the end, and I'll model this for you, is I will do a recap. So I'll say, hey, you guys, no, I'll do my recap and I'll warn you when I'm doing it because we don't need to do this twice. So that would be my second tip for you guys, is make sure you're planning the repurposing. And I got to get better at actually executing on the repurpose, right? So I'm like kind of do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, but I really need to do it. And I talked about last week about leveling up the content, doubling down. So that has to be part of it. What a lot of people don't know with their LinkedIn lives is if you are using a timer, and this would be my third tip, if you're using a timer on LinkedIn, on your LinkedIn live, so you're starting your broadcast, whatever, and you use that timer, might I suggest that at the end of your live broadcast, you may or may not know this, is you can trim off the first part. So that timer, do not leave it on your broadcast. That is something that I'm absolutely recommending that you don't do. So you plan your timer, and it's great. You're going live. You want to give people a few minutes. Don't go too long either. No one wants to see, I'm going live in 10 minutes. They're not coming back. I know that was harsh, but they're not coming back unless they like absolutely are dying. But again, the whole scheduling the event thing, right? Scheduling one of these, they get the reminder, they get it. So don't go too long with the timer is all I'm saying, right? Because you got to remember that most people watch it on the replay. Okay, I already know I'm going to go late, guys. I'm sorry. I'm pausing. You know me. Do I just make the show 40 minutes? What? I know I don't want to go longer than that just because I want to respect your time, but this is stuff like Tony said. It's going crazy. It's too much stuff. Too much good stuff. You're going to have to watch it twice. But, okay, so that would be my final of my 3 best tips right now. So set up that live using the event feature so that you're that scheduler, right? Plan for the repurpose, plan a point that you can repurpose. Maybe it's like you just have something like a motivational thought or something that you know you can repurpose. Plan, think about it. So you actually do it. And then finally, edit out any beginning flaws or anything like that at the top of the broadcast. If something goes wrong, your sound is crappy, whatever, and you're able to fix it. Because I've had how many mic problems that I had? Those who know me know me. And so that's another thing that you can do. And then what I would recommend you do after that timer is have a thumbnail ready. So you go from the timer to the thumbnail, and then you can just have a clean edit from the thumbnail and then go live. Because that thumbnail, for a lot of you guys who don't know, is if you broadcast your thumbnail first, and you see that I do that, that's the first thing that shows on the news feed. So create the thumbnail. And especially now, the fact that I had to create that thumbnail in advance for the LinkedIn live event scheduling, it's already there, so use it. And that's basically you just sharing your screen with that image. So that's all I got to say about that. So, geez, this time is flying. So I wanted to give you just a few different show ideas. I'm going to show you one after, so I'll give you 2 right now. I want to see more than just the single, the single person just like going through their show. Although that works, but we see more than anything else, we see is dominated by interview shows because it's awesome. It's a great way to network. It's dynamic, which is great. But how do you stand out when there's a bunch of interview shows? More than anything else, that's what they are. I do love going bigger with the larger panels. So something that Daryl does, he does that really well. And he does a really good job of handling that amount of people on his show, and they become very dynamic. So that's one thing to start thinking about, is multiple guests on your shows as opposed to just a single, because that's what we see primarily, is just that single thing. The next thing that you may want to consider is if you are solo, thinking about a concept. So maybe, and I would love to see more people, and this is so incredible, if you are someone who wants to get in front of the news and be a contributor to CNN or Fox or your local broadcasters, respond to the news leveraging LinkedIn Live, right? So you guys always know me. I'm always telling you, have your appointment-based content strategy where you show up every week at the same time. Wouldn't you love to mix it up a bit? Or maybe this will be your thing, is like you respond to industry news as it happens and encourage the conversation. I don't see very many people do that, including myself. And I think that is something where you can go a little further with that. In my scroll stopper, I have an example of another thing that you can do. So I'll move on to my next one, which is stop overthinking this stuff, okay? And my next example is a good example of that because there's nothing flashy about it at all. And that's why I picked it on purpose. So stop overthinking. Just go live. If you need to practice, go live into a private Facebook group or have a private YouTube channel where you're just practicing to see what it feels like before you go live into your active audience. Sure, do that, but just stop overthinking it. It gets better over time. I look at my first live to now, night and day. So just do what you got to do, okay, guys? And Eric said, yes, I'm uber geeky. Thank you. I know that, Eric. Leave me alone. And Mokita, hello. And Diana, I'm not sure. What was an example? Give me if you can just, I didn't see that question come up when I was talking. So let me know what you mean by, or what kind of example are you looking for? Yes, keep it simple. And let's see. Okay, that's scary. It's a mixed bag. I do it a few days ahead, gives you a few. Okay, so I'm reading Daryl. Gives you a chance to cut through the feed cluttered to let people know what's going on. So that you're talking about scheduling, right? Yeah, I've been having some issues with scheduling on Facebook. I don't know if people are actually seeing it as much. So using the 2-minute timer. So let's see what Diana says. I use a 2-minute countdown when I start, as most people don't join when it starts. But here's the thing, Diana. Here's the thing. It's not just for the people who are joining you live. Most people will see your broadcast on the replay. So if you do use it, cut it off. Edit it out. You can just go in and edit your broadcast. So I will do it. Yes, as the saying goes, Noel says, just start, don't overthink it. So guys, let me remind you today, and here's me about to model what I was talking about before, this chunkable piece that we can cut out. The fact that if you want to go live in 2021, there are a lot of things that you have to consider. How to get access. And like I told you, you want to be more active. You want to be posting video. As well, my suggested tech options for you, of course, is Restream or StreamYard. If you really just want to get started, it's some great technology. As well, one of the 3 tips I shared was make sure you use the scheduling of live events because you'll get more access and more people remembering that you're actually having a live. And of course, think different, think outside the box, think beyond the interview show, the one-on-one interview show. And again, stop overthinking. So if you want to go live in 2021, of course, watching this entire episode has everything you need to know. And of course, go on my YouTube channel, but it is time to go live. It's not hard. See what I'm saying? So you just got to do it. All right, guys, do you see what I'm talking about? I planned that in there. I did a quick recap. I can use that less than 90-second clip, and we know LinkedIn loves some short video. You can use that, and then you can link to your entire broadcast. Got me? See what I'm saying? Plan for the edit. Don't look for something after. Well, of course you can, but plan for the edit. Okay. So let me see. Brian wants to know thoughts on the ticker. Let me see. I love it. On the bottom of the page, to drive engagement and people's comments in live, StreamYard allows for a stream ticker of content or pulling comments from LinkedIn Live to live stream. Yes, I love that. That's the one thing that I haven't been able to master, so I have to go back and forth because in my setup, I can't do that. Whereas if I was using Restream, it's so easy. You just pluck a comment, post a comment. It's just that sweet. And I think that is so important for driving engagement. I'm in my own little Streamlabs world, but yes, absolutely. I could put a ticker on this, but I already have a lot of stuff going, so I decided not to, but I did play with it in the very beginning. And it's something that I think works really well because it keeps you engaged and active, especially when you can switch up your ticker. So that's something that I would absolutely recommend. Oh, and just looking at my timer there, just knowing that I'm so cheating the clock right now. But let me move into my scroll stopper. And if we have never met, my scroll stopper, guys, it's all about what stops my thumb from scrolling. And today's scroll stopper is brought to you by Rich Cardona. He's a personal branding and video strategist, podcast host, and you can text him if you've got branding questions. So what did Rich do that caught my attention? Because I had another scroll stopper, but this was so perfect because it was live. So let's take a look at what Mr. Rich did. Okay, well, you see exactly what Brian was talking about. You see it already. My name is on the screen because he pulled up my screen. My comment, no, that's not why I picked this. So what he did, and this is really good, is a very short live. So they don't recommend lives under 10 minutes long. Because they want to keep people on the platform and you see people going and really getting into this. But what he did was what I would call live on the fly. So basically what that is when you're going live, right? And let's take a look here. And you are simply, instead of like a planned schedule event that I was like already harping that's like the best thing since sliced bread. Well, this is what he did, which was really interesting. So let's take a look here. So what he did basically is he just went live to answer a question. Is organic content better? He was having some conversations over on Clubhouse and he wanted to talk about this a little bit more. He went live. It was simple. He just literally went live. He already has his setup going, so I'll talk about that in a sec. So he's set up and ready to go. So for someone like me, I should be doing this more, quite frankly. Let's talk to you guys for a second. I already have my setup. I literally have my lights, my camera, my mic, everything. I just have to turn things on. That's it. So what he did is he just went live to talk to his audience about this one question. It's kind of like it's not an ask me anything. It's one simple question, right? So one question for debate. And it's a really good question because it does cause debate. People have different thoughts on, is organic content better? Right? So this is really good. And let's see. Right from the beginning, he was engaging from the start. He's getting in there. He's asking questions. And this is something that's really important. And he poses food for thought in his caption. Guys, again, like I'm going to say before I look at the caption, this wasn't a fancy broadcast by any stretch of the imagination. I think that if I were to, and he's totally fine. He knows exactly what he's doing in video, so he doesn't need my advice. But for you guys, I would, think about overlays and maybe thinking just to make it a little bit more branded, but that's for you guys. He knows what he's doing. So that's something that I would think about, is being ready to answer these short questions. Just pop in when you can, the live on the fly, right? So let's go into what he posted as his caption, because I really found this was helpful. He said, repurposing content is virtually a requisite if your personal brand exists in multiple places. But what if it isn't yours? I repurpose things on Insta to play the game, but not on LinkedIn. No, organic content resonates with me as a creator. What are the pros and cons to organic versus recycled content? So one of the things that he did in his video is he qualified to him what organic content means. And that for him was content that he created versus we see a lot of people on LinkedIn. They'll take a video from YouTube that's hot or from Instagram and they'll repost it on LinkedIn. So he's talking about what's the difference? Should you be doing that? And it was just a great debate. So that was his question, that he poses the food for thought in his caption, but he kept it to one short and sweet 20-minute conversation. And people just popped in. It was busy enough. He has the audience to have that conversation. And so it was just something that it was just like, hey, I want to jump in on this. So as far as I was concerned, I thought it was a really good tip. Yeah, and exactly. So Diana's saying, yeah, go live on the fly. Exactly. This is something that you can absolutely do, especially if you just need to get your feet wet and you can't think of your concept. Go with micro topics. right? Even within that micro topic, there might be an opportunity, because I find that some people need to be pushed out the door when it comes to, so Hunter, this is for you. When you just need to be pushed out the door when it comes to either creating video or live content. So this will just give you that little gentle push. It wasn't so gentle, but sometimes you need a push. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I would definitely recommend that you guys do. And moving right along, so we can pretend that my timer was going this whole way. Absolutely. I'm doing great for time, right? Yeah. So tap that app, 2 Ps. In today's Tap That app, sorry, I really have been talking a lot. So in today's Tap That app, it's actually not an app today. I wanted to share with you a tool, because I rarely share tools, and I wanted to actually demo that tool. So that timer is already making me nervous. But before I do that, do you guys know that I have a hashtag that you should be following if you want to make sure you see my posts? Of course you do. It's hashtag just as share. If you search it, you can follow it and you will find it and you will get to see more of my content. So just wanted to remind you of that very important thing. So today's Tap That app, like I said, is actually a tool, and it's a mic. Especially if you don't have one of these fancy mics that when you talk in and when you have the soundproofing going on, it sounds so lovely, but you know, they cost a little bit more. So I wanted to share a second mic that I have. So let me show you what it is first, and then we can test it, because I have it connected. So that's what you can do in Streamlabs, is play with multiple mics. But anyways, let me show you what it is. So this is the app. I'm so used to saying app. This is the mic that I'm talking about. And it's on Amazon, and it's called Deity V Lav Mic. Right? And you can use it, which is really cool. You can use it with your smartphone. You can use it, plug it into your computer, and you just get a lot better sound than using the mic on your webcam or on your laptop or wherever you're broadcasting from, unless you have a more pro setup. So what I want to do is, guys, bear with me just 1 second, because I want to switch my mics over, and you can hear how it sounds. It may not sound, and this is all opinion because sound is subjective, but give me 1 sec. So, and I want you guys to look at the screen, not at me. Look at the screen. All right. Actually, hold on. Let's see here. I want to make sure. Okay, so this is the mic, and this is without my other mic. Can you guys hear it? I want to know what you guys actually think of this mic. I don't even know if I turned off this mic before. So this is the mic this is the Deity mic. This is how it sounds by itself. Right? And what I'll do now is I will mute that mic. And then now I'm back to my main mic. So there was a little bit of hum. There's a huge difference between the two, absolutely. And some people are saying barely. So what I'm going to do as well, let me get back onto the stage. So this is also what it looks like as well. So that's it in its short piece. But let me come back on. This is me. I rarely test things live. This is actually my first time doing that. So let me jump over to here. But here's another live idea. Maybe testing equipment live or unboxing something live. So right now I'm talking on this mic, right? So I'm going to mute that. To this mic. Right? I'm also wearing a very sloppy sweater that's not great, or shirt that's not the best to hold up a mic. Here's another trick. I even put a card so it holds it up a little better. But here's how it sounds. What do you guys think? So there is a humming sound, and it could be, thanks Dee Dee, I appreciate that. So it could be because of the way I've connected it, but that's also good to know. So I have to go back. I actually want to go back and listen to this later, but I shot a video with this and I really like the sound of it. So if you go on my YouTube channel, I was talking about guilt. Let me move back to So here's my better mic. And it also, I might have to adjust the levels on my camera. Hold on one second. I got to play with this. You guys are my guinea pig. Okay, so now, oh my gosh, that one time. Okay, does it sound a little bit better now that I've lowered the mic a bit? Not good, barely hear me. Okay, can you hear me better now? No? Yes? Go with the pro mic. All right, so much for, this does, I'm telling you guys, this is a good mic, maybe not for broadcasting, but it is a good mic. Let me go back to here. All right, nope, everybody's saying no, could hardly hear the other mic. Huh, guys, you can't hear me at all now? You can hear me now, right? Yeah, I see me going. Send it back. Wow, I love it, guys. This is so good. I love this. This is good. Now, can you hear me? Yes? No? I see my mic levels going well. So we should be good now. Yes, good. I also have to play with the delay here. So, well, I guess that was a fail. It does sound good when it could just be the way that it's connected to another camera, then going through, so that might be another thing. But regardless, it's a no for this. Okay, we tried something new. Didn't quite work out, but it's okay. Not right for broadcasting. Thank you very much, Dee. I appreciate that. So guys, if you have questions, let me know in the comments below, because I'm already over time. I might as well answer some questions up in here today. Everybody's saying yes, perfect. No to the other mic. Sorry guys, I tried a thing. I tried something new. But all right. So if you're wondering what mic I am using the Audio Technica 2020 USB mic. I've been using this same mic. So this mic is old. I've been using this mic since 2013. So they have the USB Plus mic now. So that's the one I would recommend. But yes, live testing. Audio is so important. Absolutely. Fail forward. That's what I'm saying, Mikhail. That was exactly what I'm saying. So now we know. And knowing's half the battle. If you could finish that, you are squad for life. Okay? Knowing's half the battle. Right? So you know where that came from. All right. But anyways, so if you guys have questions, let me know. And of course, did you know that sharing is caring? So definitely want to make sure that you share this, whether it's with your entire network or someone specific who wants to go live, who needs to go live, who should be going live and just needs that reminder. That's what's happening. So next week, guys, I'm thinking we need to revive the intro video challenge for 2021. Have you guys done an intro video this year? I know I haven't. That's something I'm going to be talking about next week on the show, among other things, whatever tickles my fancy, because that's what I do. So I will see y'all next week on the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you know. And can I repeat the mic that I use right now? Absolutely, Cheryl. So I use the Audio Technica T2020. So this is what it looks like. This thing is called a shock mount, right? And it's on a mic stand. If I were to do this part over, I would definitely have an arm. So rather say a stand as opposed to a desk stand, I would have the arm coming in. I just find it annoys me sometimes. I used to have one and then I moved and I lost it. So that's what I would recommend, but definitely a shock mount. It just suspends the mic. Also, this is a pop screen, so you don't pop your P's and your S's. So yes, and sharing is caring. That's correct, Dee Dee. You're my girl. Yes, Audio Technica T2020. Thank you, Yolanda, for sharing that in the comments. That matters. So yes, I love you guys so much. If you have questions, so let's see, do you recommend uploading a new clip of the repurposed content or share the YouTube link? Never. On LinkedIn, you're always better uploading the new clip. Pull it down, repurpose it, and post it. Absolutely. YouTube links work well if you're going to embed it into a blog post or if you're going to put it in your featured section, but you're always better. LinkedIn will always favor They're saying that they're no longer devaluing links, but we're still testing that. That's what they say. But you definitely want to, if you can, upload the video. You will always get better engagement, 100% all the time. So I'm so glad you were able to catch me live too. Let me see who that was. Whitney, thank you so much. Whitney, do you know that you come across as private? So you got to check to make sure that your whole public profile is available publicly. Just go in and edit your profile users. But yes, no problem. No problem, Diana. Diana, I'm here to answer questions. That's my 80-year cue. And now I will see you guys on the next episode every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, if you have questions or tech that you think I need to try out so I can feature and tap that app, let me know in the comments below or send me a DM, and I will see you next week on another episode. So thanks so much for watching. Actually, one more thing. So see how I have this end card, this thumbnail at the end? Most people, what they do, even though this looks ugly, most people what they do right now, because I don't have my other graphics up, they end it too early. You want to end it, give yourself some space, and then hit end broadcast, because what happens is it cuts out on you early. So use one of these. And I'm just sneaking in a tip there. Use one of those and then end the broadcast. All right, my friends, that's another one for you. Bye.